Hi guys, good morning. It's Sunday and it's March. The sun is shining and I'm ready for spring. So we're going to do just a very simple sort of glam for today. We're taking the kids to the movies and going to Trader Joe's. So it's a very low-key day here for us. The first thing I'm going to do, hi Kristen, is go in. We're going to be using our Fabulous 4, Flawless 4, March kudos today. So hi Amina. So the products that I'm going to be using are all part of this month's bundle that you can get for $99, which is everything that you need for a flawless face. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with Touch Glorious Primer and put that on my face. Now, no matter what foundation you use, whether it be cream, hi Mary Ellen, hi, good morning. No matter what kind of foundation you use, whether you use powder, liquid, the stick, if you use cream foundations, it doesn't matter what you use as long as you're putting primer underneath it. You're going to get a much better product distribution and you're going to get better coverage. It's going to look a lot more flawless and seamless. Hi Ashley. So the first step should always be primer. Don't skip it. You'll really, really appreciate it afterwards. Good morning, Mel. So the other deal with primer is that you want it to sit on your face for a few minutes first before you do anything to your face. It has to acclimate and sort of fill in the little gaps that appear in your pores and things like that so that it really works effectively. Not something to trifle with. Good morning. My lips feel a little dry, so lip oil is necessary. Hi, Anne-Marie. So the reason that you want the primer to sit is if you start putting product on your face, you're going to notice that you're going to be blending it into your primer as opposed to on top of it, and you're just not going to get the best use of your primer. So what I usually do in the morning is I sit down, I put my primer on, and then I'll go like wake Chase up, or I'll go start the coffee or let the dog out or something like that, and just kind of get my day going, and then I can just get right to my makeup when it's ready to go. Just gonna get my brushes. Okay, so today we're going to be using liquid foundation. This is in the shade Eyelet. Eyelet has a little bit more of a yellow undertone to it. And so if you send me a message with like a clean face, you can even have foundation on. I really just kind of need to see what your coloring is, and especially your neck, because we try to match you to your neck as well. And in front of a window, so if the window is in front of you, take a selfie that way. It gives me the best sort of idea what your skin looks like. I can color match you. But anyway, everyone has either pink, yellow, or neutral undertones, and all of our foundations are geared towards one of those three undertones so that we can really give you the best color match. But you shouldn't feel like your makeup has to exactly match your face. It's okay if it doesn't, and you're going to notice that Eyelet is a little bit darker than my skin. We're going to put it on right now so you can see, but like not to be worried about it. So obviously it's a little bit more yellow when I put it on my skin. You're going to see where I'm putting it because it shows up. Don't even worry. I know people that wear foundation that is too dark for them. They do it on purpose because they want that shadowing, because when they add their concealer, which is also part of our kudos bundle this month, they get that much better of like a brightening effect. So hi Kaylee, how are you? I was just thinking about you guys the other day. So there's definitely more than one way or more than one reason to apply makeup a certain way. So don't even worry about it. The other thing you want to notice about your Liquid Touch foundation is that you should always blend it first because it is mineral based. And you want to make sure that you're fully incorporating everything in there so it comes out and you get the right blend of all your products. All right, so that is all of our foundation that I've put on. I just washed a clean blending bud with hot water and soap. This is an EcoTool sponge, and it's got a little bit of moisture still left in it. And I'm just gonna go in and press my foundation into my skin and blend it out. And especially with a little bit of dampness in your blending bud, you're gonna notice that it blends out really, really easy. And I use a stippling motion, so I never wipe, I always press. And that really helps the foundation to settle into your skin as opposed to be like wiped all over it, and you're gonna get a much better overall product distribution doing that. Now, especially today, because I'm doing a very simple, clean, sort of springy look, I am doing my foundation and concealer and all of that first, and then I'm going to go in and do my eye makeup and all of that. If you were going to go for a very precise eye look, then you can do your eye makeup first and do your foundation and all of that kind of stuff afterwards. But because my eye look is going to be just very super simple and sort of just low-key, I'm going to do that last, which means my foundation comes first. Okay. So we're all good. Foundation is blended in and it's blended down my neck, like so. So this is Liquid Touch Foundation. It is Photoshop in a bottle. It's amazing. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with Skin Perfecting Concealer, and this is in the shade Scarlet. This also comes in the bundle this month. And Scarlet is our lightest shade of concealer, but I really like it because when I apply it to my face, hi Dana, good morning. When I apply Scarlet to my face, it is not to conceal anything because my skin is looking great thanks to my Yoology. What it is to highlight and brighten. So I always apply a little bit, just a little dabble do ya on the back of my hand, and I apply it with our powder concealer brush. No, that's a lie. I apply it with our cream to shadow brush. It's a small brush. It's actually meant for your eyes, but I like it because it helps me to distribute the product and kind of get in the nooks and crannies of my face. And I use a brush because I feel like when I use my fingers, I put too much on. And especially with concealer, because it's a heavier product, that's something that's going to settle into fine lines and wrinkles. So you want to use as little as possible to get the best effect. So I kind of do this whole upside down triangle thing underneath my eyes. And you can see that it's about 3 shades, probably even more now that we have more shades. It's about 3 to 4 shades lighter than my Eyelet liquid foundation. And that's totally fine because when this blends in, there's going to be no hard edges anywhere. We're going to blend all of that out with our sponge. And all you're going to see is that this area of my face is going to be brighter and it's going to help to contour my face. This is the first step in a contour highlight situation. Okay. So I do my chin. And this is really just to help sculpt out my face shape. Women are more red around the nose because of hormones. Thank you, Mother Nature, you're a peach. So we definitely want to do that. And up our forehead. You want the inside of your face to be nice and bright, and then we're going to shadow in and contour in the outside of your face, and it helps to sort of sculpt our look so that your face looks longer and leaner, especially for round shapes. I feel like I have a very round face shape, and I like to lean it out because there's been times where I've looked back at how I used to do my makeup, and I was like, wow, I was not putting stuff in the right places for my face, my particular face shape. Good morning, Lauren. Okay, so as you can see, I still have concealer left on the back of my hand, and I only put a very small amount on because this stuff goes a very long way. So I'm now going to go back to the same sponge I used to do my foundation, and I'm going to grab this short, flat side of it, and I'm going to press in that concealer. And you can see how it just kind of melts into the foundation and blends out. But you can still see that it's brighter there. That's exactly what we want. And again, the dampness in the blending bud helps this process 100-fold. Again, I like a very bright under eye. If you don't like as much of a bright under eye, you can certainly go with a shade of concealer that's closer to your shade of foundation. But for me personally, I like to use something that's a little bit brighter because I like that very clean, bright under eye look. I think it just helps me look more awake. And as a mother of 2 boys, I need that. I need all of the assistance I can get in looking energized and awake and ready to talk to people all day long, because that's what I do. Okay. Look at that. Blend it in. And if you were ever concerned that your foundation shade is too dark, we just totally remedied that. So you really should not be worried if you put your foundation on the first time, if it's close but not exact, not to worry. We fix it by blending multiple shades together. I use multiple shades of product in order to achieve the look that I go with every day. Some are several shades darker than my skin. Some are several shades lighter. It's all good. Okay, another product that comes in the bundle this month is the Touch Behold Setting Powder. And this is a step that I also never took before I did Younique, was setting my makeup properly. So you want to set, so far all we've done is put on liquid and cream makeup. You want to set all liquid and cream makeup with powder. That's going to prevent your makeup from moving during the day. It's going to prevent humidity from shifting it. It's going to prevent oils in your skin from moving things around. So powder sets liquid and liquid sets powder. So now that we've done all of our cream, we're done with cream. Cream is out. We're only going powder now. So Touch Behold Translucent Setting Powder is a incredibly finely milled powder, probably twice as finely milled as our powder foundations. And it's clear when you apply it. So it's not going to change the color of what is underneath it. It's just going to highlight and brighten it. I use a brush to apply it because I want a very fine coating of it. It's just for oil absorption and to blur out my pores. If you put a lot on, you can bake, but you don't need to. Baking is where you apply a ton of this stuff, where you can like visibly see the brightness and the whiteness on your face. But you let it soak there kind of on your face for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you dust it off. If you have fine lines or wrinkles or things like that, or more mature skin, I do not recommend baking because it's going to settle in your fine lines and you're going to notice things, which is why I go very light-handed and use a brush as opposed to a sponge to apply it. I want the least amount of product that I need to give me the best benefit. And also, I'm cheap, so I don't like to waste product. It's the worst thing in the world. I waste nothing. Nothing in my house is wasted, especially my makeup, because I love it too much to do that. All right, so now our highlight is all set, and this is a totally optional step for everyone, but I always set my liquid foundation with a powder foundation. So this is our pressed powder foundation in the shade Crepe and our powder concealer brush. This is, again, a totally optional step, but I always set my liquid foundation with a powder foundation for the same reasons that I used translucent setting powder to set my concealer. It just gives me that little bit of extra full coverage look. It kind of gives me an airbrushed effect, and it makes sure that my liquid foundation does not shift all day long. Perfect. So another powder that I'm going to go in with is now to go onto my contour. So this is another pressed powder. Same, it's a foundation powder, but I use it because it's 4 shades darker than my skin. So this is called Gingham, and I use it to contour my skin. So this is going to create shadows on my face so that like my cheekbones come out more, my face looks thinner. And I just blend that sort of starting at the top of my ear down to the corner of my mouth is kind of where I want to place it. And I put it in like the hollow of my cheek. And it just adds a little bit of extra dimension to my face, a little bit of warmth. Like so. And blend it down. And you can just see my cheekbones so much better now. So I also do the sides of my face. And again, just like when we did the highlight, you want to basically miss all the areas that you highlighted. So you're going to do the sides of your face, your jawline, and down your neck, because we're going to make these planes of our face recede so that the areas that we highlighted and brightened can come forward. And I go right on the outsides of my nose to kind of just warm up my nose and contour it out a little bit. I love these powders because they're so incredibly buttery and velvety. I'm obsessed with them. Oops. All right. For blending, if you've ever felt like you've gone a little bit overboard on your highlight and contour and just want to take it down a notch, take a giant powder puff brush. This has nothing on it. And just go right ahead and blend your face like this. It's going to take all of the highlight and contour and just kind of soften it a little bit so that you don't have any harsh lines anywhere. Everything is really nicely buffed out. It's the best way to achieve a super simple look. The worst thing you can do is just see a bunch of sharpness everywhere. I feel like that's like the dead giveaway for somebody who went a little overboard on her makeup today. Bronzer. Obsessed with our bronzer. This is our lightest shade. This is called Sunset. It's a baked bronzer, so half of it is shimmery and half of it is matte. And it kind of just gives you this glow from within, like you've been sitting on a beach for a few days and relaxing. And for me, I personally need that kind of look to come in the mail because it doesn't ever exist for me in real life. But I plan thoroughly on fixing that this summer. I think we're going to go to South Carolina for a week, and I'm so excited to spend a week on a beach with my family and my best friend. I can't think of anything better. Okay, so one of our new blushes. This is Sisterly. Sisterly is this really pretty pink blush, and it's also got like a little bit of shimmer to it. So it goes on almost like a blush with a highlighter in it. So I'm just going to go and add Sisterly right to the top of where I added my bronzer and my contour. And just like what a really pretty soft pink it is. I'm going to take my bronzer again and my powder contour brush, and I'm going to actually add this to my eye look because we're just going to do a very simple eye today. And I'm just adding that to the crease of my eye with my powder concealer brush and blending it into the crease just for like a really soft, barely there kind of look. Eyeshadow. I want a little bit of extra something on my eye, so I'm going to go in with Marvelous, which is this dark chocolate brown, and my Younique fluffy crease brush, which has quickly become one of my favorite brushes, but it always hides on me. Okay, so the fluffy crease brush is a fluffy brush that's sort of tapered so that you can really get into the crease of your eye. And I'm just going to take this dark Marvelous brown and put it right in my crease and blend it out. These shadows are the best because they're so pigmented. That you literally just need to touch it and you're good to go. This is our Younique blending brush. And I'm just going to use this to really soften the edges and blend out that color. Again, with these products, just a dab does it. You really don't need to go overboard. When I used to use drugstore brand products, I remember 90% of it was falling on my cheekbones because it just was not pigmented enough. I kept having to go in and add more and more and more, and there's just all this fallout everywhere. I don't experience any of that with my Younique products. Okay, all blended. I'm now going to take a little Perfect Moodstruck eye pencil and just put it on my waterline right underneath my lashes. And this sort of like beefs up your under eye. And it makes your lashes look bigger and thicker. But it doesn't even appear on the top of your lashes. It's just in the waterline. Okay, 2 coats of Epic Mascara. The first coat is kind of like a primer coat. And the second coat is really going to take it like over the top. Okay, so second coat, I basically go back to the root of my lashes and grab it and try to go a little bit slower this second coat, and I wiggle the wand back and forth. And it really just like lengthens and separates. It gives your lashes so much drama. It's unreal. And I like to pay particular attention to the outside corner, because I feel like when you draw your eyes out, almost like a cat eye, it's just like, it's the drama I love about eyes. The only drama I want is on my face. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I'm just going to take what's left over on my wand and do my under eye. My lower lashes are very, very blonde. And unless I put mascara on them, you can't see them. They're in the witness protection program. All right, so let's do our brows. Moodstruck Brow Obsession Palette is my obsession. So I'm just going to go in with our Brow Artist brush. This is our original brush with the angled side and the flat side. I use the angled side like 98% of the time, and I use the flat side just to go in and sort of clean things up if they got a little bit wonky. Now that I am super blonde, more so than I was when I bought the palette over a year ago, by the way. This palette is over a year old. You can't beat it. This palette is really nice because you're able to customize how dark you go by mixing these two powders together. And I find that's really such an incredible use for people who vary their look a lot, like me. Every time I go to the salon, I come back looking a little bit different, and on purpose. My husband and I were just talking about this last night, about I hate change, but at the same time, I constantly change everything in my life. Like, I change my look, I change my vibe, I change our house. Like on big things, like work and all that kind of stuff, I really don't tend to like change much. But small things, I always feel like I need to be growing and evolving. So that is why my look is constantly like a little bit different. I get bored, I guess. So I crave little changes, like improvements. Little improvements, little tweaks here or there, and sometimes they are a total misfire and I have to dial it back, and other times they're like a huge success. But you won't know unless you try. So just a super simple brow look. And you can see I really don't add a lot of product. In fact, the only thing I do is draw in the top and bottom lines, and then I fill in from the arch back to the tail, and then I use whatever is left over on my brush to fill in the front of my brows. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, now what do I want to do? Oh, highlighter. Touch a la Mode highlighter. This is in Benevolent, which is this really pretty, like pearly kind of gold color. And it makes your skin glow. It's probably one of my most favorite products. And I just kind of apply it in this C-like shape from over my brow bone down to my cheekbone. And then I do down my nose and on my Cupid's bow. And this just like really brings your skin to life and wakes it up. I'm gonna add a little bit more, I think, contour. I'm feeling contoury today. This is another thing. You should always go in and tweak your makeup. Don't ever say like, oh, good enough. Don't do that to yourself. Never sell yourself short. And just like how we highlighted the top, shade in the bottom. Get that jawbone popping. Okay, let's see. Lips. Super simple lip look today. I'm going to go in with Pouty, Moodstruck Pouty lip liner, which is my favorite neutral pink. And then I'm going to go in with Splash Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Sparkling. So a very light color. Don't let it freak you out. Just wait. Splash Liquid Lipstick always goes on best on dry lips. Don't wet your lips. Don't apply other product to it. Just kind of go with the flow. And then I'm going to top that with Luxe Lucrative Lip Gloss. Blend her in. All right. So, final step, Touch Behold Setting Spray. Apply this to your face and your makeup is going to stay popping all day long. It's basically like hairspray for your face. So especially if you live in hot climates or if you have oily skin or, you know, you're just going to be going for the duration. Sometimes when I put my makeup on, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I also still have a ton of concealer on the back of my hand. So let's use that because I don't like to waste it. I'm just going to go in and put that right underneath my eyebrow. It's going to clean up that brow. In addition, it's going to give me just this really pretty, sort of very subtle highlight on my brow bone. So I'm going to blend that in. Like so. All good. Okay, so this is hairspray for your face. It also comes in the Flawless 4 bundle. So in the bundle, you get a liquid foundation, a concealer, a primer, and then you pick whether you want the setting spray or the Touch Behold setting powder. What I would suggest is get 4 products and then buy the 5th one, because in the summer, this always sells out. It is my go-to for summertime because it sets your makeup so beautifully. And sometimes, like I was saying, I put my makeup on at sometimes 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And I work, 8 to 10 hours. I come home and I jump right into doing my mom stuff. Cooking dinner, playing with the kids, homework. In the summer, we're riding bikes and scooters outside until it's pitch black out. And when I take off my makeup at 11:30 at night, it is still perfect. I swear to God, my whole makeup comes off on a makeup wipe and not on my clothes, not on my hand, not on a tissue. It's all still there when I go to bed at night. So that's why I suggest this. If you're not going to get it with your bundle and you're going to purchase this with the bundle, add this on as an add-on product because you will not be disappointed. And one of these usually lasts me like 6 months. So it's $30 very well spent. So you just give it a little shake and you hold on and do a full pump while spraying it down the length of your face. Don't pump it like you're trying to clean your windows or something like that. You're going to get splotchiness. So you hold it down and go down your face. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to notice that your face looks a little bit wet. It's going to feel a little bit wet. And then within a minute, it's totally dry. It's got a really pretty matte finish to it. And it's going to just seal your powders in perfectly. So that is our look for today. I will go in and make do a selfie with all of the products that I used today so that you can follow along. If you want to purchase any products, just hit my nose. A little description screen will pop up and it'll be a little note that says shop here. You just click there, go to the customer kudos, and you can pick up all of these products for $99. And then of course, if you want to add on other things like contour or bronzer or lip products or eye products, just let me know. I can help you pick colors. All you have to do is send me a selfie in great lighting and I can help you with the rest of it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're off to the movies to see How to Train Your Dragon 3 and to Trader Joe's. So today's family day. But I love you guys. I will be back on Tuesday and I look forward to helping you color match. Bye guys.